Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Wave 3 Jubilee. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much, much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Wave 3 Jubilee, and I for one are happy to see them continue this X-Men 97 card back design, at least until they complete the core team of the X-Men. And of course, Jubilee is one of those core members. However, as we are now into wave 3 of the lineup, they are moving on to their sort of updated costumes from the animated series, and Jubilee technically gets this costume in episode 8, and it is inspired from her vampire era in the comics, which Rich tells me isn't the greatest. So personally, I would have preferred to see an update of her more iconic Jim Lee look with the pink t-shirt and the blue shorts that matches the card art up here. And talking of the card art, the only thing that has changed from wave 1 and 2 is the team photo in the corner. They've switched out a couple of characters and replaced them with characters in this particular wave. I like that we've got some effect pieces for Jubilee with the fireworks, something we've never really had before, so that should look good on display. And this is still an accurate representation of Jubilee from X-Men 97. It's just not the costume I would have liked to have seen on this card back, but she still looks good. So there we have her on the front. On the back we get a digital render and some cross sale with the rest of the figures in this wave. So without further ado, let's get Jubilee open. Here we have Jubilee out of the packaging with those accessories laid out on the table. We're going to take a look at all of this individually shortly, but let me first get the tape measure out so that we see she stands at under 6 inches in height, which she should. She's still a teenager. She should be shorter than the rest of the X-Men in scale, so I'm absolutely fine with that. And talking of costumes, would you have preferred to see the first appearance version of Jubilee instead in regards to the pink t-shirt, the blue shorts in this X-Men 97 lineup, or are you happy to get this version? Like, which one would you have preferred? Because technically we do already have this look in the Legends line as well. So let's start out here with a Jubilee comparison. Here we have our modern era Hasbro Marvel Legend Jubilees on the table, and I say modern era, but it was over a decade ago now that we got this Jubilee in the same matching black outfit in a Toys R Us exclusive Build-A-Figure wave. Remember Build-A-Figures? Remember Toys R Us? Those were the days. You actually needed 4 figures to build that Jubilee, and she is wearing that same vampire era outfit with the black cat suit and then the yellow rain jacket that we have in this new X-Men 97. Over here we've got the 2 versions of the Jim Lee version. I think that we got one of these in a Build-A-Figure wave and the other one was a VHS set that it has a little bit of the cel shading. It can still work in a comic display. It just looks like she spilled something on herself. But yeah, that is definitely my preferred mind's eye version of Jubilee. So I would have liked to have seen that updated in this X-Men 97 lineup. But I understand they're moving on to the sort of new season now, and she's probably going to be wearing this outfit. So yeah, there you go. There you have your options for Jubilee in the Marvel Legends line. But I think the best head sculpt is undoubtedly this new X-Men 97 one, and we'll try some head swaps on this outfit a little bit later. But let me move all of them out the way and bring her front and center so we can actually focus on that head sculpt and take a closer look. As I was saying, this is absolutely the best Jubilee head sculpt we have gotten so far. Those glasses are sculpted on the head, so they're non-removable. I like her little cheeky smile and her rosy cheeks there as well. We've also got those Jubilee earrings on the side that we see in the animated show. And if I spin it around, you can see the glasses go all the way around her ear as well. She's got that stylized short haircut, and you can see if I spin it around there, you've got the high collar. The head itself is on a dumbbell, so you get your little bit of tilt, which adds some character. You can get her looking down, and because the collar is soft, you can get her looking up a little bit as well to stare at those sentinels chasing her in the mall. But yeah, absolutely, this is the best Jubilee head sculpt we have gotten so far by far. And just for fun, let's compare it to the previous version. So let's go back to that Toys R Us exclusive Build-A-Figure. yeah, it's night and day. Then go to the Build-A-Figure Jim Lee release, and then the VHS 2-pack. So I think some of them came with some interchangeable glasses and whatnot, but I'm sure you will agree with me. This is absolutely the best Jubilee head sculpt we have gotten, and it matches the animation really well. Looking at the rest of the outfit then, her yellow raincoat is definitely new. We haven't seen this before, and it's done in a very soft plastic, so it will get out of the way to allow you to articulate her, etc. She's got the double jointed pinless elbows, which is good to see, especially on a character that's wearing a jacket, as usually that's an excuse for them to do single jointed elbows. But you can see the arm goes above 90, no problem at all. She's got the bicep swivel there as well, and then she's got a very nice double jointed elbow, even with all the wrinkles of the rain jacket. So absolutely no problem with the arm articulation there at all. And again, you can see the jacket goes all the way up to the sleeves, and the sleeves are tight enough as well where you don't see too much gappage. You can see it a little bit to allow for movement, of course, but it isn't really obvious. If I move the jacket, you can see her black catsuit. She does have the zipper that goes all the way up to the neck with the hoop, and then she has a little bit of purple on the collar, but otherwise it is black all the way down to the feet. So I'm assuming maybe the legs might be reused, but you can see there, double jointed, pinless knees, zero problem with that at all. And because the jacket's really pliable and out the way, she can get her legs really far up. You get the double jointed pinless knees, and again the jacket will get up out the way so she can kick her butt, and you can get her into some like running poses, and the jacket can look like it's flailing in the wind. And even though she can't see her boots, she does have a boot swivel which helps with poses, as well as the thigh cut up top as well, and then ankle pivot and rocker and all the usual things you'd expect. So yeah, the only disadvantage with the articulation is up here at the torso, as I really think the females would utilize the crunch here at the lower torso to get a little bit more crunch forward, because she can't really go forward much at all, and more back, but it's a rocker, isn't it? It's a ball joint, so that's where you're going to get your movement. So yeah, not a lot of back and forth there on that rocker, but otherwise I still think you're going to be able to get her in some nice poses, and it just looks aesthetically like a very clean, nice Jubilee of this particular outfit. Moving into accessories, first the hands. She does have a full set of expressive hands. These are pre-fireworks, pre-effects, of course. So yeah, we've seen these many times before, but what I want to check out is those new effect pieces, which are attached to the hands. Pow! And I don't know how well you can see them with the translucent and the white background, but it sort of reminds me of her pose from the actual intro of the animated show. You can even get the jacket to like flare out a little bit for some poses, as it will sort of stay flared out in position like so. So yeah, let's take a closer look at these then, shall we? So we spin around. So they're blue and purple, and like I said, it's like translucentness stuck to the actual hands, and then there's a few little pops of sort of yellow to represent the little pops and sparkles she has with her fireworks. But these are absolutely new. We have never seen these before. We've never really had any effect pieces to represent Jubilee's power set, and I always say it just brings the shelf to life a little bit when you can pose these characters demonstrating their powers and whatnot. So yeah, she has two of these on each hand, and I think they're basically just mirrors of each other, and again they are translucent, so if the light hits it right, it might look really nice. But yeah, there's pops, bubbles, stars, etc. So yeah, it's nice to see them attempt to do something with her effect pieces, and I think it looks pretty good. So on the display, it looks like Jubilee. Don't mind that at all. Here we have a full length look, just in case you were curious. Like I said, the jacket is pliable, so you can like fold it up so it looks like it's flapping in the wind. And yeah, she looks good. It definitely has a lot more life to it compared to any of the previous versions. But instead you want her just chilling at the mall instead, we have an option for that too. Because instead of a pair of fisted hands, you get one fisted hand, so she can still punch somebody, but then we also get an open gripping hand to hold her last accessory, which is this cup, which I think we have seen before in the Spider-Verse wave, I believe, with Peter B. Parker, but it absolutely works for Jubilee. She just needed some chili cheese fries, but there you go. She can hold it, and because she's got the double jointed elbows, she can actually hold the straw up to her face, which again isn't something females can usually do because they lack the double jointed elbows. But not anymore. Those times are over, and Jubilee can take a sip of her drink, no problem at all. So yeah, if you don't want her fireworks flaring, you just want Jubilee chilling on the display instead, you can absolutely do that as well. And for one last time, let's bring all of the Jubilees back in, just so you can see for yourself that this new Jubilee has more personality, more character on a display. Aesthetically, she looks the best. Articulation wise, she is the best. So yeah, the effects are really nice as well. And unfortunately, because the effects have actually the black gloves, you'll notice none of the Jubilee versions have black gloves. You've got the yellow and blue. So you could probably put these on these figures, but the black gloves just wouldn't match the rest of the uniform, unfortunately. So I'd usually try head swaps, but honestly, this is the best head, so you wouldn't really want to swap it out. But we will try this on one of these bodies. And proportionally, the head might be a little bit too big. She has no neck syndrome, but look how close we were to greatness. That head sculpt would have looked great on this Jubilee version of the outfit there. So yeah, let's try it on the VHS. And once again, the head pops on the body, no problem at all. And again, looks really good with that Jubilee style outfit. Let's just try and pop the hand off for a second, just to show you the effects. So the glove part is always stuck to the arm first and foremost. That's why you can never get the gloves to match. But both the head and these effect pieces will stick on to the older Jubilee bodies. And again, look how close we were to greatness. So yeah, definitely potential there for some switching if you want. But again, the new Jubilee is just a better version. Continuing with some X-Men 97 comparisons here, we've got Cyclops and Wolverine, and I think overall the scale is pretty good. Wolverine should be thereabouts the same scale as Jubilee, and Cyclops should be taller. For some females, here we have Rogue and Jean, and as you can see that she is still a little bit shorter than them both, which again is accurate. They look good. Two more, we've got Nightcrawler and Gambit, and no crazy posing or anything, but I thought I'd do a bit of a group shot just so you can see how this team is building out. Of course, we're missing a couple of members that are still on my display, like Storm and Bishop, but here's quite a few, and again, they're looking really, really good. I love when my sort of mind's eye versions of the characters can come to life in this physical form. It just brings me joy in my collection, and yeah, these look great. For good measure, let's just throw in a bad guy with Magneto. Again, this is the X-Men 97 version. I still think he runs a little bit short. And I don't want to give a flashbacks to the Night of the Sentinels, but I will always associate Jubilee with the Sentinels because of that sort of original couple of episodes of the animated series in the 90s. So here we have some of the arcade versions of the Sentinel, just because they fit on my display table. And this may not be the best team to make my point, but here we have the X-Factor version of Cyclops and Jean Grey next to Jubilee, just because I want to sort of say that even though that these X-Men 97 figures are obviously stylized in a way to match the animation itself is inspired by these accurate comic costume designs. So you can absolutely use these X-Men 97 figures in a comic display. And you may not be able to see Mystique there wearing a white dress, but I promise you I have a review up of Mystique and Weapon X on the channel right now. These are the two recent Target exclusive retro cards. And because I wanted to show off some bigger characters, here we have the Juggernaut from the recent Gamerverse lineup. Go and check out the review on the channel. And then here we have Beast, because I want to make the point that we're missing Beast from the X-Men 97 lineup. So we absolutely need an X-Men 97 Beast. Fingers crossed he's also on that matching card back, but time will tell. Some more random comic figures. We've got Black Widow and Maximum Spider-Man. And let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. We've got Frogman, Tigra and Jeff. And then last but never least, we've got Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Wave 3 Jubilee, and I honestly really like it. My only nitpick is just a personal preference, as I would have liked to have seen an update of the original Jim Lee costume, especially on the matching card back to go along with the rest of the team. However, I fully appreciate that this is still an accurate representation of a costume that she wore in the show, and you could argue a more relevant one if she's going to be wearing this look moving into season 2 and beyond. So that's just a personal preference, but it's still a great action figure and a great representation of Jubilee. So Rich, forgive me, but yes, I do actually really like this. It's definitely the best head sculpt we've gotten, and it's nice to see some effect pieces to represent Jubilee's power set, which is somewhat otherwise awkward in action figure form. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, which version of Jubilee would you have preferred? Do you like this one after all? Anyway, always curious to read your thoughts, but if you like Marvel Legends, you are in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. My name is Dan W. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, on my X at Dan Who Reviews, and I will of course see you on the next one.